Hopefully this won't be double trouble, but let's see if I'm right. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're looking at a couple of Sanyo VTC6500s, or 6500 if you like, power machine. And we did look at these before. We looked at one of them anyway, which is this one. And this one is actually really beautiful, absolutely lovely. Got the really nice remote control for it as well, all fantastic. And in that one, I changed the fronts. This one had a replacement membrane, for want of a better way to put it, and we swapped it over just so we had one nice looking one, but there is a bit of a mark there as well. The front to this one that was on that one, as you can see, the membrane is really very, very tatty, which is what happens with these. It's really not a great idea that Sanyo implemented there. But the rest of the front is really, really nice. So what I've done is I've got some of these, and this is special paper. It's actually waterproof, which is a slight overkill, but it's very, very sticky as well. It's adhesive, and I've printed out a new button array. And sadly, you have to use a laser printer, but sadly, they have come out a little bit, sort of almost a bit green tinged, which is a bit of a pain, but they should look a lot better than both of these, really. So yeah, so I shall get these fronts off and trim these up and take it from there. So let's guillotine these up, and it should be okay. Make sure we're absolutely straight. Guillotines should be able to cope with this. It's not the heaviest duty of guillotines, but I didn't do a very good job there. No, it's because this plastic doesn't quite, bad workman and all that, but see if I can get this. Still not perfect. Let's try once more. But I think I'm going to struggle to get that perfect. Yeah, just a little bit of white showing. But, so let's see if we can do a better job with these. Nope. You really do have to go right. Oh, I can see what I'm doing wrong now. Yeah, that has done it. Not very well, but it has done it. I can trim that, that's fine. A little bit of adhesive strip. What's to do with using a scalpel? It's quite thick stuff, but I'm hoping it's going to be durable as well. Again, maybe a scalpel and a ruler would be better, but it seems to be working okay. That is not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So I think what I'll do is let's do the one of them. Let's crack on. So don't know what this is stuck on with. Hopefully not much. There's a sticky bit. Paper, I think. Just feels like standard paper, nothing special. I managed to get it off in one piece. So, let's see if I can get this off. Well, really, I should clean all this, shouldn't I? Yeah, so you can just see they're just standard buttons. And not even that great. But yeah, I think I'm going to get some isopropyl and just clean off the residual glue. Now, this has come out really very well. I've got that positioned very well. See how easy it is to get back off. Dry throat. I haven't properly stuck it down yet. Yeah, I'm a little bit out. Whoop. That's better. Super. Let's crack on. So I've cut out the second one. Looking good. And I have done a load of these, so if you're interested, let me know. And because I'm not going to need them all, but I had to buy a pack of, I think, 30 sheets, and I can print 3 lots on each sheet. I've actually done 10 sheets, I think, so I've got loads, but and like I said, I'm never going to use them. But let's try and let's get this off. See this becoming a bit of a nightmare. Well, that actually wasn't too bad. I would probably recommend, if you're going to take this off, I mean, you can see where the adhesive is. So there's not a huge amount of adhesive there, and you could actually warm it up. Just use a heat gun or something, even a hairdryer, just to soften the adhesive to make life a bit easier. But it's easy enough to peel off. I mean, it's quite hot up where I'm working, so it's come off relatively easy. And like I say, if I'd use a heat gun, probably would have been even tidier. But it just falls apart. I mean, it's not great. So next thing is to get some isopropyl and we'll clean up all the old adhesive. So let's try and get this one stuck on. Okay, so oh gosh, I haven't done that very well. Oh, I can see what I've done. Yeah, I've not got that. Somehow I've not got that straight. That's actually seated really nicely. So this is actually, I think I mentioned before, it's actually waterproof. So with finger presses, whatever, sort of sweaty fingers and whatever, it shouldn't cause any problems at all. It's not perfect, but they look a lot better, and I mean that's well, it should last. So we'll see how we get on, and certainly looks a lot better than when it's all tatty. So yeah, next thing I'm going to do is swap the fronts over, and then we'll get and service this one. Let's crack on. So one thing I've noticed as I've been swapping the fronts over was I know I cleaned this, but the display was covered in sort of lots of dust and rubbish. What it is, it's these foam bits. I've already removed it on that side. But they're just totally like coming apart. So I'm going to get that all off and see if I can find something to replace them. I don't quite know why. I think it's just because there's some movement there, so it's just really just to keep it flush, I think. But yeah, see what I can find. Right, so let's get these belts put on. I think I did actually borrow a belt from this, but we'll see. I've got other belts I think it's for the front loading system, which actually doesn't seem too bad a belt, but anyway, we'll change it. So first thing, get the power off it. I know we have just put this on, but the front needs to come off so we can get to get the front loading system off, and then get to the idler. So the idler ties in with the kit. These kits are actually from the UK and are sold on eBay. Not terribly expensive, so yeah, that's great. And this should pop off quite nicely actually, because I've just put it back on. So let's pull away from the front and trapped on that side. Right, so first job is to get the front loading system off, and I seem to remember, well, since I've done one of these, I think it's 3 screws down each side, maybe 2 on this side maybe, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm going to take the big screws out first. So I can't remember if you do have to take all the screws out. Probably people shouting at the computer screen or whatever, saying, no, you have to take them all out, or whatever. That screw's falling down, that's fine though. It's all going to come out anyway. I have to remagnetise my screwdriver. Yeah, so that side's free. So it is all the screws. I thought it was. So, and they're all these small ones are all the same with a captive shake proof on. So this, I think, with a little bit of jiggery pokery,
should come out. And I don't know, I think I've got to take this board, or just move this board as well, and so I'll take the screw out. Like so, there's the motor. Yeah, that belt does need changing, so that's good. And that's the connector for it, I think. Yeah. So rather than just put it between the PCBs and risk damaging it, I'm just going to carefully untangle it, and maybe I'll have to put it out the last bits, but probably not. It's quite cool they give you such a long lead actually, because it makes it a bit easier to test out of the machine, but with the machine, if that makes sense. There we go. And there should be a sensor. It's due, isn't it? Don't think this has ever been out before, judging by this. Again, quite nice, you don't have to cut any cable ties, and then this should, oh, that's right there in front of me and I missed it. The sensor, is it a sensor? Yeah. Or is it just a board for the switch? A little bit, might have to take that off because that's just stopping it from getting enough space to come out. It's pretty tight. Can I get that out easily? Yeah. So at the back here there's a screw that holds this board in. Possibly you might get away with this straining the plastic, but at this age, nah. There we go. Get that screw in out that I dropped. So that's a deck screw, that is. And this happens to hold the front loading system on as well. Where's that? Oh yeah, so I was just catching slightly on that and not able to swing it round to do that. Oh, let's caught that. So there we go. So yeah, I think I'll be wanting to clean and grease this up. It's all looking pretty good, to be fair. Yeah, grease is quite poorly. It's quite hot in here today, so yeah, it's yeah, I think I'll just take that screw out. It has had another belt at some point because the varnish is cracked. But yeah, belt could do with being changed, so we'll do that. You can see where it's been scraping as well on its way past. That's fine. Yeah, the spools have been oiled as well. I don't know whether I want to take those off. I might want to. And it's got a Sony clip on there as well, which I'm sure these never had. But, so it's had an idler. There's a little washer there as well, which I will take off because I'll lose it. Little belt. Which, what's happened there? That is actually quite weird. Lumps of rubber on it. So, yeah. So, and then there's a washer in there. It'll focus. We don't want to lose. Help it. We've got the idler itself. Which I think has been roughed up at some point. So rather than putting a tyre on, they've just roughed it up. Probably towards the end of its life, to get it going for a bit longer, sort of thing. So yeah, that's fair enough. So yeah, I'll change this, give it a bit of a clean in there, and take it from there. So we're all cleaned up, and new tyre put on there. They're actually quite narrow compared to the originals, but they'll do the trick. I've checked the spools, cleaned them, and I've lubricated this, the actual brake mechanism as well. That's not where that goes. That first, then that, and pull the idler to put that in the right place. Seems to be good torque. Then I think this is a thinner belt. If you get the Star Components belt kit, they actually give you two different types of belts. Some people like to put a thicker belt on. Other people don't like that because it can put additional stress on the motor bearing, make it fail prematurely. So yeah, leave that one up to you. But yeah, so it's top idler. I haven't actually cleaned this yet, so I'll just do that now. Super. So that's quite a bit cleaner. Still a couple of little bits black in there that I just can't quite get out. But yeah, that'd be absolutely fine. Let's clean all of it really. So that goes on next. It's quite a grubby deck, to be fair. And then washer, and then Sony style clip. I've never seen on one of these. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure this is from a Sony. And yeah, it doesn't even look as if it should be there really, but it does a good job. So do I put a circ clip on there, E-clip? Because these things are very useful to have. So yeah, I might just do that actually. Just take that off. Just a little bit there. Yeah. So I think I'll see if I can find a circ clip. So new E-clips on, and the first one flying across the room. Quite hilarious. But yeah, that's all good, and yeah, driving well. I will clean the pinch rod as well. That actually looks as if it's being replaced at some point. But yeah, it needs a clean. I'm going to do the lacing belt as well, so yeah, get and do that next. It's not the best angle. I haven't been doing very good angles at all in this video, have I? Anyway, you get the gist, I hope. So I believe I just take this off. And to watch I get those back in the right order. Take the belt off. And I take it all back. A little bit of grease on my fingers. Yeah, that belt is well and truly just toast, to be honest. But there is a belt in there, so I don't know which belt I did take in the end. That's been fairly recently greased, so that's good. And that looks like it should locate into something, but it doesn't. So that's fine. Probably will put a bit of grease on. Let's give that a bit of a clean. It's more tarnished than sort of bad or anything. And this as well. I've heard people say that these can jam these motors, but so far on the few I've ever seen, which is not many, I've been lucky, so that's good. But certainly worth noting that they could potentially cause issues. So put those back on, and I'm going to put just the tiniest amount of grease. I don't want, or lubrication, because I don't want this flying out everywhere. So this actually goes on that way, which I'm sort of saying that because it almost seems illogical. There's a indent there and it sticks out there, so it's pressed. And to my mind, I'd want the washers to go in there, but no, it does go that way. So that is actually quite straightforward. Super. So we can get this back into the deck. Let's crack on. So let's get the front loading system back in. I think I've done everything I need to do. And everything is sort of wanting to go back to where where it sat. And this Goes underneath everything. To there. So two of the smaller screws with the captive locking washer. Then we've got the big screw which goes down in the centre, so it's chassis screw as well, screwing the whole deck down as well as the front loading system. Then two more captive washer type things, screws, and then this got a slot there, screw hole there. I think that's the way it goes. Yes. Bit of a fiddle because there's cable management just getting in the way slightly. There's a bit of plastic that it needs to get the other side of. So there's on the other side of the board here, there is actually a bit of plastic that it needs to be the other side of, rather. Needs to see. Let's just move that cable management because it's stopping me from doing this properly. I still haven't got the board quite right. There we go. Yeah, so the board at this side has to be right the way up. So it's effectively right up against the plastic there. Then this should just go in now. Yeah, there we go. Oh, does it go? Oh, I see. Okay. I was overthinking that. Let's get this board back on. And I've cleaned as I've gone along. It's a little bit of a mucky machine, to be fair. But not terrible, but just a little bit on the mucky side. Super. So, next thing is the belt down there. So, let's crack on. So let's get that belt off. It would have helped if I got some tweezers, but I don't, so I'm just going to use these and see how we get on. Probably going to be easy getting it off. Yeah, it's pretty past its best as well. Oh, nearly. There we go, and that's sorted itself out. Belt's not crossed. It's really good. It does look as if the gear is pretty well lubricated. I might just stick a little bit more on that. What it's worth. Actually, what I'm tempted to do is just put a tiny bit of this on. Where are we? So it's slightly thicker, and it should just out the plastics as well. There we go, that'll do. Got some in a place that will probably never see any action, but that's fine. Extra protection, isn't it? Okay, so I will put the front back on, and I suppose we're in a position to give this a test and just see how good this machine is. Brilliant. So, here goes. I've actually given this a clean. What's interesting is these rubber assemblies that go over the top of the tactile switches. Really weird that. That's interesting. But yeah, giving it all a good clean. Still are a few bits of dust, to be fair, but yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm happy. So, what am I doing wrong? So this should just go straight on. I think I better go a bit more like. Oh, it's so much easier when I was doing it before, and now I can't get the thing on. Right, that's on there, that's on there, that's on there. Oh, I don't know what I did wrong there, but it's on. It's weird sometimes. Sometimes things will just go straight on, and other times it's when I overthink it. Overthink how it's going back together, and let's crack on. All back together, so let's power it on. And I'm already on, so clock counter. So fast forward, rewind, play. Yeah, it's actually playing really well. So what I'll do, because obviously we've looked at two machines, let's put the two machines side by side and see what the image looks like. So yeah, let's crack on. The Troublesome 2. Were they that troublesome? Not really. It's actually quite a joy to work on both machines, to be fair, and they look really good. I know the gold isn't maybe as perfect as it could be, but you can see the LEDs shining through. I mean, they're not the greatest anyway, but yeah, I'm more than happy with that. So yeah, and they work well, both perform well. So yeah, I'm very, very chuffed actually with both of these machines, and I do have remotes for both of them as well. The other one is maybe a bit more tatty, but yeah, that's great. So their new owner, whoever they may be, will hopefully be very, very pleased as I am with them. So with that, I'm going to do the testing a little bit different. I'm going to do a split screen, and you can see the two together, and
hopefully, if I'm able to edit it, I'll do a split of the actual capture as well. So with that, I'll leave you to enjoy that, and a like and subscribe would be fantastic, and hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye for now.
We're able to ensure great value year after year. That's why it pays to decide nationwide, the world's #1 building society.
The world is closer than you think. British Airways, the world's favourite airline.
So how did it all go? I'm afraid the board rejected your big idea. What do you mean? Calm down, John. They didn't like your idea. Better luck next time, mate. Something I said.
Thanks to its torsion beam suspension, the Rover 200 is the perfect car to unwind in.
A better idea.
The Argos sale is so great!
I just can't get over it.
You want good meal ideas, but can't think what to do. Iceland make it easy. The problem solved for you. Give them Iceland's family favorites. Food you know they'll all enjoy.
Iceland deep pan ham and pepperoni pizza, half price. Chicken nuggets, half price. And Iceland rocket lollies, half price too.
Iceland's family favorites. Iceland make it easy.
For Mum.
Why spend time chasing that elusive new customer? When with the BT free phone 0800 number, customers could be chasing you. Why not change the way we work? Call BT on free phone 0800 800 800 for details of our special offer.
The silky smooth... Hey, what are you moping around over there for? Why don't you bog off back to Greenland?